Well, Nnawotwi akwa aba to ebiemu a wo se sinkonya na yedwendwe oman Ghana wo se ne be betumi ama oman Ghana fa ne ntampa fra im se Nnawotwi nsem bebre na na see from a National Cathedral I say ya digi hole ya ja to ho na so board nso nsem bebre na na see Nnawotwi Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams and Pastor Eastwood Anaba omo yes board omo so so omo nhwe National Cathedral no omo e de omo ndwuma to ho omo feso fi se nsensem bebre na na ho a enkoyi omo se omo yes omo nye audit into the project no since the beginning of this year and na ye me ne wo ka say hwe meto odwa into no mo gina so ayes omo de omo ndwuma no ato ho ye no ane ma omo Volta region eastern region ene omo be omo Greater Accra no still ano omo ho akire omo papa fi se insu a efri Akosombo dam yes spele ye hwe gunti efa nkofo no sura na eko na wotwe mu ohu videos a edeto ye network so danya nsu tumi afa nyina ma bedru chance ne level enye easy kofo ebre abeto dwa se yare efre the waterborne diseases no bi mpo ha ye hu se omo omote wona ebi mu ahyase enya bi fi se insu a afa mortuaries insu a afa emusieye ena yate se nkofo no bi so de ye omonnuoma enti enei eye danya ayare beba ene oni obi mu kasa wo ho mo se o omo de omo de kwan se cholera ebeba malaria ebeba fi se bebi omo da no ebi mu ni mosquito net a on be kata omo ho na dan wo de mu mpo nya wo bebi a na enya enti asem no enia yenya pa ene ya reporters spread omo across miamian bebre enti be komo na ye ne omo akodi nkomo se wo hwe Volta region flooding air cause wo eastern region part bi any Greater Accra region part ne bia ene omo no air cause ye ne udi nkomo ennei ohaw no akosi sen enti ene ye bedi hu nkomo bebre na ye bisa se kwan ben so na ye fam pa ye betumi aman nyoma no senior o se eto no etumi ato ye bedi nkomo wo Volta region sensem no ho na Attorney General nso ne nsemo de tudwa se ora Frimpong Boatin report or the betudwa na ya bobo aban mu mpenifo bebre din so mo ye galamse no mo ntwe omaso a Attorney General say o ye nya ngina so bia anti police instrumento bebe no eno nso no enwo asem aba betudwa enti ebedi hu enkomo kakra na omo eni ombedu ye bedi dwa we ebedi nkomo we anadwumade we no kwame enum ye reporter nei obeti agine papa no amaye senior ye ko Volta regional nsam no esiko ene yensa beka no opinion leaders bebre nso wo communities nim bia ye ne omo ebedi nkomo ne yetumi ehun se nsam no ko ne sen Nadmo Penny Bakra ye friend no Seji Saji or a deputy director in charge of technical ye ne bedi nkomo ebisa ne se momo nso se ne omo si din dwuma ewo hwe a omo field no omo hu nioma sen na se ne nioma esiko ekwan ben so na ye fa ye betumi ama impact a enko yie no ebebrase ene ye ne no bedi enkomo ewo ho ye beko na ye ne ora Henry Kwajo Boateng or president Institution of Engineering and Technology Ghana ye ne no bedi enkomo se ne be ya sebano engineering afemu a kwan ben ene ye befa so a ye betoto ama bebia atumi akoye fi se oho ankofo fam wo Volta region no ene nyan na asemwe yatena ho enye nne ene ya bie floodgate a wa Akosombo de ntine yentumi enye plan bia over the years ye bedi ho enkomo na in studio miamenua Richard Kirk Mensa ofi Atoyemantem Western region ahantamemu aba sekunde ene wababa kansa studio e Western Regional Communications Officer no ebedi enkomo Alhaji Yusuf Fofana a government spokesperson ononso abekansa our studio ha enti ene de dwumadi no ya bono popa with you in mind ora kobna woyome ye MP for South Tong ononso be join here na ye no edi nkomo se ne nkofo mo brei ene enioma etesen ewo ho na o share videos ni bia o share drone shot kura de aya na e asefem papa na yebedi ho nkomo ye from Samuel Kojo Brace. I'm just a voice. I'm representing a team mo put show way together enti me gina my name your camera for your sound your director your technicians na mama akwaba Edward ba Nnawotwi Yi I wo Adom TV channel ho so e wo Asempa 94.7 FM yeda se se wo de wafidi na to a wo se yenka ho na yendi dwuma enne ye kwaba ye ba ye nsem ni na no beto one yentna
Ana makosombo dam nsi ye yiri ya ebowura de hye no bia fiefie sese wono japade no woni amadodo na amadodo na nya baabi fa wo muti entoni ntino kane mampanyi ene dom kuma wonro hye bedwafie ene eka wo hobo mu a omudi omani e kire wonom de ne ma bi kodom wona wo mo ho eka ye no na bra NDC amanyoko ne national chairman Johnson Esiedun ketia e kasa no o kire se ana madam ba kromafu ya bo ade abo my Ghana mpuntu ne nkan kromo ne ntino ebrewe yi ebre bia e wose Ghana ban ne ankronkro nwumeku ahodo nyina etumeka wo ho bom na wode mwa ebrewo mo eno achi kane deputy minority leader ya ono ye mrahye bedwani a wogina ma wona Woketu North James Kruchi Aveji edinkra emane Ghana ban no sanke be ya wonja sika be $40 million na from be bokromafu ya insuyiri e kan wo mo.
What did the president say when he came here? Why didn't the vice president say when he came here? Is he supposed to come? Is it one of the styles that they always adopt? Well, if that money is available, they should make it available to the people so that the people can benefit from it. People need to be compensated. People lost a lot of things, houses, properties, and any other thing that they rely on. They lost their farmlands. How are they going to survive?
The cracker no, was she bedwani a wogina edema wona e wonno dey Joyce Lintete and so din same say etwa to.
Kids are not going to school because school buildings are destroyed, and you sit out there to say we are exaggerating, we are making this thing look like heaven is breaking loose. Of course, Walter Region is breaking down, and we need support. I am surprised President Nibai say, oh, nah, we into about manunti or no kwani banka on baha. Like seriously, we didn't vote for you to look at those who voted for you.
Memo akwaba bio enfambra na watch Nnawotwi so Adom TV and Asempa 94.7 FM. Well, ye mo hwe na ye nhase ewo Volta region ho na atwere nsema ato mo na nye eni enyan pa na honorable Kwabena Woyome ye MP4 South Town wa join here on the phone line. Se enko ne nkodi nkomo. Honorable Machi me da se wa join here wa ha. Enana pia ye di nkomo yi. Baby awo no nsam no te say wo ho.
Macho baby why na I think say me
okay. What mean cause here?
Better.
Na me be say
good morning Benyanom ne chief for any kwejo kwangasa so.
Ye nyina so ye je so. Na me be say enana pe ye di nkomo e baby awo no. Nsam na ni te say wo ho.
And be success what's the situation now?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Situation now no. This shank around victims with more some individually donated items we are on their back to them to the victims. Okay, and na guswa and so far as the issue concern, I would say the news I heard and obeyed community back my friend Aji Copper, you say issue Aji also and say move all the women and children out of that place to a place called Agota. Into the men, some of them, few of them, and I remain and my friend on my chain. Into Yami Adoma, Metro and Wako, how far, but the good thing is they almost evacuated the women and the children all out of that small island. So you need to go use the canoe to access a hole. And so that is the only means Abba and pay. Any plans are aquaculture on my displays already with a few items on my mind, including some NGOs like Benjamin Kofi Kwashi my maybe the so on and you say any former president. Those are the things we are doing and obeying.
In general, was a metuan and say Ajiko Peno a faina in Suna form, Meboa.
And say I call but now I won't believe it. Say the high places not ever a coalition and our community no. I'm saying so they were praying. I'm sure that was what's doing. Therefore, Inshono being an island, they say Inshono child. But now me sure so more expected that Inshono will stop and not get to some places almost feeling more properties and all that ever. But it looks like hope no. I had dash now, which means we know Inshono Abba help. And I say and I'm because I'm taking initiative according to the report. I know one Mensa Aji, a friend me, I say a catcher minister. They've been able to evacuate all the women and all the children to a safer place. And say they will I can't almost my man maybe a so. And I'm so okay. I thank God that I'm taking the initial step. Very, very good. You see, Yami Adoma. Receive talk after or best trying and pay and see also so and I'm my own colleague Honorable Senator Rollins and also the Nemabia by the colleague doctors are also trying to meet the health director and to begin to look at a few things that are also here. Then I've heard about I think city will call more partner station more stations I'm also say almost set up camps and then do a few things. It's at least we are happy the response but from individuals and of course institutions and groups. So these are the things. Otherwise, the situation as I've always reported is like look, a whole lot of people have been displaced. Several households have been displaced. Several homes submerged. Areas are submerged here. One of the areas I mean, somewhere after the vacancy here. And no, Agopo, Debaco, the houses that are in water.
Okay.
And then, as I speak to you now, so it's receiving some way, president. Sope, and also yesterday, Missiono Ba Neba. And they to a lot of houses already, and someone trying to prevent the water from getting to them, but we hope and it will not continue. Then you go to other towns like Agome and Agbeve, Alikakofe, Chachikofe, all those, I don't know, they are towns are against you already. Almost evacuated to a safer place. Then yesterday, one more echo fair, Gamanufo, and thank God, very one of our brothers for the first time helping, and also through the work of son, they brought some items here to come on and so we are still just working and counting and hoping the response because the food and all the things. There are things that you don't give once and go away. Continuous, because all the economic activities are almost surrounded all the various areas. Predominantly farmers. Some are into fish farming, and some are into vegetable and other crop farming. And then all those farms, including the fish farming TDC, the current has watched them always. Okay. And farms also have been good. Hunger is creeping in. Not to even talk about the health implications of the stagnated water and various communities in the creeks, and also air increasing, which will definitely breed mosquitoes and once we breed and cholera.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and no, I be told just Ghana Medical Association doctors are much as a screen.
Hello.
But what do you mean?
Yeah,
I be told just doctors are a screening no or much as who waterborne diseases maybe in some of residents, you know. And no so some at the baby I want.
But your name, if you can repeat it for me, because
okay. What do you mean?
Better.
Na me bisa say
and I sometimes fluctuate, you know.
Okay. But is it okay now?
It's better now.
Okay. Na me bisa say eba no eye yare a yesusu say bia enam senior conditions na yente betumi aba na eno ayete say doctors ka so masha say ehu yare ni bi e was some of the residents when me bisa say baby awo no eno so nsem te say eba no yare afemu a
so far no I think the only hospital the district hospital, the only hospital that this is because Kumbuni is here and you are closing it down. So we are picky. The health director is supposed to give me statistics of anyone or those that in fact all the cases that are going into the hospital, so we know whether it's becoming alarming or not. But those things are very imminent. But what I say, I don't know whether I've answered your question.
Yeah, but just that into unyanti sebia ebimo ashasia omunya yare bia related
to. In fact, right now, that we even though drugs are needed, we need drugs, but we per se preach prevention as much as possible so that the necessary hygienic way conditions are also prevailing within every household preaching and health inspectors deploy call around to talk to people because they must not drink the water just as before. The water is highly polluted, and so they should not. And that is one of the reasons why the sachet water is very, very good.
Okay.
But I am looking at the sustainable aspect of it. Yes, sir. My suggestion was say Ghana Water Company. Yeah, the almost stability of the water am increasing. I increase it into they will need more chemicals to treat the water in order for them to be able to pump. And at the same time, the power issue to also must be addressed because the substation around the Komboni enclave air supply power to the entire southern part of water region. Also, is submerged. Okay. So, what power to Sugar needs environment? I'll see the power through Aflau, and the distance by the time the power gets here, low voltage. Okay. Power motor Ghana Water for the treatment.
Which means that which means moving here a lot more people to bring you sachet water,
Sachet water is good.
Okay.
Very, very good.
Okay.
As they come in, we appreciate it. But I'm trying to stretch my imagination to look at the sustainability of it because it's sure as you see, it's not going to end even if the spillage stops today.
Okay.
It's not going to end. It's something that is going to be with us for some time. for this water to even seed, no.
Okay.
To receive the baby. Ghana Water should put up. They should have their game.
Okay.
Only way for no. VR for no should sit down quickly and provide any means possible to power that way, and then they give them money to buy the chemicals so that they can continue to send water to all the taps.
Okay.
Very, very important. So at least people can get the potable water at the same time. At least now they share how far waiting for God's own intervention as we are doing our best.
Finally, tents and something say more enough there.
Come again, Mr.
Tent, baby, mkofo kasa omunya omuni enough tent. Na me bisa say more enough I bet me. Okay. Say yira honorable Kwabena Woyome ewa homa so or MP for South. Member studio na mene mabeja for no okay. Honorable Patriot Minka.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, na me bisa say tent no tent I bet me aboma nkofo anya baby ada no. More enough there.
Thanks. Bebreno, yeji. The bebreno yeji way. Yeji omo. Bebreno yeji. We are getting most of the churches are any affected.
Okay.
Churches are any affected. In fact, let me thank some of the pastors and church leaders are freely giving churches out for people to come in.
Okay.
And about Sunday crowd, I think they even prefer holding services out and allow the people to have their way. And I want to appreciate Sarah's efforts.
Okay.
I will later on put their names out eventually.
All right.
For me, I think they are living scripturally. Now, so most of them are there. Then we have also conscientized and sensitized many of the young citizens. I'm now saying, South for say, this is the time to provide shelter for a brother, a sister, a friend, or somebody who is in need. Until they should open up and do the needful. Until that is what is going on now. But another thing is that whilst they do that, utility, water in those houses or homes, any electricity, because they have taken on more people, just to also help. No, there's going to be pressure on those things, and there will be the need there. The government, as a matter of urgency, suspend or call on such homes, and if they call on homes, set your bill, but just say your disconnection, and we don't stop it because we need to save life. If they should stop it, they should suspend for all the 3 towns where this thing is happening, and maybe other sister communities and constituencies, so that at least we can normalize life again.
Okay.
So that nobody will feel under pressure.
Okay.
That is also one of the causes the person you put it across.
Okay.
So that at least people can freely allow their own to be with them. And then the food, because as you are also with them, there will be pressure on the food.
So on Mateus, and there's a Bayanka, these water and light bills to these houses and the Yenshana Mama Yentum because they are saving people. Madasi, so when I'm joining a honorable Kwabena Woyome, MP for South Town. Well, in studio with me, Alhaji Yusuf Fofana, a government spokesperson. Alhaji, Bibi Aboko. Okay. Yo. Richard Kirk means a Western Regional Communications Officer, NBC. Kirk, no, what's it? Say good day, and the HH has a good day for, and Kirk Abakan Sawa. Remember Alaji? Yeah. It's a honorable warrior, man. I mean, this is a distress situation. ebia no kadanke fie mpa wagin kofo no and now nam the wagin kofo nti one water bill bokosoro one light bill bokosoro because wagi bi mat no nko be ya enka utility companies one share na dem kofo no one so spending them be for now ehune den
me da wase ma mindi kantia ya hwefo ene wo ni minua from the western region. I was also former communication director for Greater Accra.
Okay.
Yes, 2013 to 2017, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's good. It's a sad situation, and it's a good call by MP. No, I mean in this situation, no, it calls for say government may intervene. Na say nyaman kitin watumia abwa yenuanu more voter region, especially some of us who have families there. Though I'm a northerner, but I have families in voter region. My wife cry half Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, they were typical northern boy born in Adabraka here in Accra. Until idea affect you if you are a true Ghanaian, then you should understand we. Me now I casted my mind back. I mean say some years back, not too long a time. BC was north. I'm about 13,000 people were homeless. Way back Dam. And also most of our family. Be back Dam the first time I ever entered in my village. Mognori in Boko area. Until we understand how it is. Until Ebanesana I had been in the last 1.5 weeks. And it tells you say we all have to contribute. Say government to institutions so individuals so yenina say to me boy na get out of this situation. Last night one of the experts of BRE Kasana Okachire me say it is true say public knowledge say BR for several times over the years from 1966 up to 2010 was the last time I BA. But that time no settlements no na enso say and trade senior I and say with every year no then the settlements are into one of the cause. Number two so no or some mami who said due to climate change into a man so no talk many who can say I just came back from the north representing the minister Okon Kroma on this DJA awards night and in Boga and it is raining, master.
Okay.
And raining in the northern regions, that's where the problem comes.
Okay.
And about Great Dam on see a beer, now be double way, and they've opened it.
And so
still, master. Yes. It's so tall. As I speak with you, even last night it rained. It's still raining. So tall. And we are so
as a country.
Yeah.
Adewe because like you're saying, engineer not stress 1960 by
1966.
We've been opening it, right? And population also increase. So at least we should have yenim. Say Adewe baba. As a country, you to prepare for times like this.
Well, I think it's a good question because maybe Sam and also almost sensitizing. I mean, since the beginning of this year, they've done that sensitization. And from late last year, say I feel weather warning to so better and simulation exercises. I think I'm on national television. People can come out and see.
Last week I spoke to the VRA.
Yeah.
I'll say this year. What Matthew can say is Matthew. And I said they don't know how it's nature.
That's
Matthew predicted also, but adults.
Okay. All right. That's another good thing. Any climate change and so be even in America recently, the whole New York got flooded. When you go to Spain, underground train no way munina egeti flooded. Now the last but not the least, Nyoka say he was talking about spillage, the entire necessaries almost spillage. It got to a stage you have to spill more. Because I say, an example of two places, China and Libya. I see Libya recently, it wiped entire community along its parts. And it killed over 5,700 people.
Okay.
or say dam is any TN because Accra no you were low, you see you were below sea level. Until it could have wiped from Volta region into parts of eastern region towards Greater Accra. A break it down, explode na a break no no funny way. Until it do 276.92 feet, you know. And almost started some spilling because Anka so do 296 they should start 276. But almost and so but it was still increasing. So they started the spillage. 276.92 feet. Until almost spilling almost say now so no bastard more. So they have to open about 9 gates. Send a bear cop. And yes, sir, dam no so be breaking. A breaking so is a disaster.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think he explained a lot of things to me, which I think Minini Yadri. But the havoc now are also yenipano. That is where the problem is. And Manyan in TSA, the government, like Mr. Woyomi is saying, the same amount, $40 million has been made available now as I speak with you to say farmers, you know, I think it was even announced yesterday or 2 days ago.
By the Minister of
$40 million. Okay. Farmers, you know, now I feel so, Sikansu be 5 million, and also the best show Mukwan, and so no recede, you know. Quickly they have to because Rose Ning in Abese. I think it's a good call. So all of us have to come in and I would advise one say at Torrentium Basina na acquire national year say politics free.
Okay.
Yeah, politics no. Some people are suffering. Some people are suffering. Now you share how to solve the problem. Later we can come back and do our politics.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's this China for when it comes to flood from Omo so this is how they go about it. Now almost all in upstream areas.
Okay.
To the extent I'm met me.
Okay.
So almost there no moon feeling in Amanemba. Some protective flood prone areas against ordinary flood in middle and downstream reaches of major rivers. Until Omokro Mbembe unprotected baby say bet me 3 or more AUSU the levees and storage and detention basins for handling extraordinary floods.
Okay.
Into more detention basins. Yes, was Ghana.
Yes.
Even
Africa.
And then again, or more flood preparedness and flood fighting before and during flood seasons.
Wonderful.
By over so many years. You need strategy to say. Anyway,
that's it.
I mean, so as I'm about to vote for no also. Ibas no day now to ensure the impact and deteriorate further.
This is the weekend, better crowd. Next weekend, I think on Friday specifically, better crowd.
I was there last week.
But because and someone recorded second crowd deserve better demonstration. On Friday.
Okay.
Brent and Ketese be a 1 year man, yes, and work on one bomb there. A how na Quadanda, second attack at the war firm, Carl Con, one Susam, one Abraboma Sitina, Aban, why and Hino,
obey
demonstration.
That is
fine. If you I mean, I win a year, you second attack at the way in a Boca Kawana. Yeah, one my demonstration, no, I called the papa. What are you second?
Mobos Jai Mama.
Makacha and Demonstration, oh, second attack interest for that matter, Western region. Nti odebia tum odino wuje
amom de America that we no Western deserves better and be powerful than second attack deserves better.
Yeah, that's not bad.
At the Paul road to be a support. At the agro contact
ni na aka wo so
disco to
ni na nka Western region the capital ni second attack
or limited but anyway it's a good cause.
Yeah, nti na yembo na FIDA 27th yen konka boa yen anum na wo organization.
Also have time.
I don't know. I'm not part of the organizers, so I know it's Friday, but I mean by 6 o'clock in the middle.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. Yeah.
Okay. So Edges was second. That was the Marisha one live. Na Michiami hardworking secondary brother Kirk. Secondary Takadi deserves better.
Yeah. Maminzi Kaniminchia, the next president of the Republic of Ghana.
So that's regulated. No more 5 minutes on it.
On which one?
On this one, yeah. Question.
About the person.
Don't worry, Mr. Kaza.
Maminche, the next president of the Republic of Ghana is Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Na mandanasi wa yemye no do de bia sa Ghana fukun ahoyehia ma ochire eda no yara nkenyim do ba Western region ahona beach tidal waves waves ahona beach Shama district
Shama them governors have been in that situation for some time
omampanyin joma obebe ye wona adoye sunko abo esisu dama na kita asun wona asama watu wono so aye wona adoye na dam atorenche ma watu yenu animo wo fra mantem na nonko ade no so waka ye wona adoye onya adoye kakrabo nzama ode ko pui oye what are come victims no onya asam kakraba 2,000 bags of rice 2,000 gallons of water oil nzama no dosu nti mamemfo we fidi na mombo na bado de biara no Ghana fo kwa woyeye ma omampanyin jo maama onya ado sunku na otum ode ye Ghana fo adoye na mi shen bebi o yiske fi biara no na mi omma no mbohu
okay
munia Erica saying my easy because disaster I am afford.
Okay.
I'm currently doing a paper on it on disaster management. I have a master's in it and I work with NADMO. So I will be very selective on the type of things I will say because I don't want to put my organization on the line.
Okay.
Pempen say you dream, them. Science and technology. Or Chirayan, there, when you are coming to do spillage, you know the volume of your dam. And you know the volume of water in that particular dam. Because now there are modern equipment able to determine dam no level. And even Akosumbobiara Wako levels. Ntebo there were markings for winning the water level. And climate change, aswa mayen Shihun, Ministry of Environment in Mpanyinfo Ghana, always they are moving out of the country going to climate change conferences. Wahana. So as a country, we should be very proactive on the climate change and our rainfall pattern and its impact. Nti say VRFO, it's a 1 PRO, no tumbakache and there rainfall pattern no one expecting this time. There are early warning signs all the young and sunny a spillage. What was our preparedness plan? What was our safe havens safe havens in disaster management or ye baby sa torrential damnisa evacuating kwafo mawako workers na one Kenya whole baby. What was the plan? And see, you know the volume of water. And you know that what dam capacity ni dam level. And see, go extremely higher, there will be a problem with your plant. That is so you have to devise means able to store in Suno. I'm happy that you were reading about the China measures that were used. In this modern world, you don't even spill water because water is scarce. You could have created artificial dams in and around that enclave so that you can pump the water into it. Already now, dams here, farms. There are enclaves over the Volta region, Eastern region, and part of Greater Accra. Farmers are there. They are looking for this water for irrigational purposes. And see, if you go extreme, the level now go high because of rainfall patterns. Then you put in measures immediately. You do you get temporary pipes to pump the water into temporary dams. You don't waste water. You don't just spill to destroy. And from the onset, I can say on authority that the VRA didn't do a good job. They have been very good in maintaining their plant. They have been very good over the period in providing us with electricity. But on this particular issue, they should be humble to accept criticism because they didn't do a good job. In this modern world, Vice President, autonomous oil digitalization, we can use technology to avert this kind of calamity. What are we supposed to do as a country, me free there. To them, Ghana fun paying pay na minority paying for work there. This is beyond government because the impact you are even talking about the temporary impact. People have been displaced. Their livelihood has been disrupted completely.
Okay.
Farms have been destroyed. Livelihood. Livestock has been destroyed.
Seji. Okay, so it's Seji. Oh yeah, Deputy Director of NADMO in charge of technical services. Seji, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
And yambo about I think NADMO even urban actually chairman Beno wabo ejuma in trying to extend some support to the people, but one war situation at tendency say ya tendency no ba no ba level no so no.
Well, in situation in so no kwani se ba na ba mom, but level no and sheda and cost, but the same level at the or how no buy no sa level na eba ma me sure say me gidi say ma te severe for na e dey tuju say the rate at which almost speeding starting the problems eba no so na omo yeah bob pai say on be reduce rate no so that so no be call form kaka but in so nti on say so there fa baby so be fa no kwan nti omo ben baby so no wo so no du ho no do omo increase the rate no so no betimi akọ so yeah advice say omo free call and sana so no apa so omo here mo assemblymen not no staff anybody who are assembling omo my information na e baba bebo omo akọ safe haven and a higher ground
say mo can say but there's a word you use mo some sort of preparation for this. There was some exercise being refereed there.
Okay. And then your friend simulation exercise.
Exactly, we have simulation exercise. So
yeah. Well, sir, a VRA and CASA and a war.
Yes.
Your federal emergency preparedness plan. That emergency preparedness plan, no, a chair, the assessor or more year say do say on the year BBC. So simi omo buy ho and I know omo tnase pretty late 2022 and I plan in May and I year simulation exercise no I should say adi we see ya be ya den ye nim class na ebeba no sa but I say wa won climate change issues ni nyama nti omo upstream baby and so no free eba dam no so no adoption ho. So eba dam no say omubi enyesa ebia dam na nkasa ebetumi ejuregu na no some there enu ebeye more serious than yehu no
but Seji mo simulation no adentina mo anshase I evacuate omo particularly omo very close to beyond say espele ebeba no ne amana basa say I mean, they did want me and you at
the time, simulation, no, not at the end in sea.
Yes, I know. And I make us say, I didn't see when ye or more bang down and a power and fuel because obviously, more simulation because we say, oh, best pelicacra, oh, pelicacra, where they assemble. So, and Kamusha say, you or Mumpo, maybe.
No, the American say at the time I simulation now spilling muscle almost spilling where your document almost share a ban say some spilling the amobe so at that time I simulation now spilling and course say if say try the word document no say a bit me juma and then a bema say PP no ye juma then problems nebeba ye den aso ano so that time in the na woman be so back kra inti say endu baby actually simulation no you move people across level but you know cry ye demonstration of how we can move people because that you see here but you say what you say
Okay, but not my point is so your plan to say in terms of say you better limited the impact of some of these plan and
any response effort yeah response effort we go be yeah one for eco civil yeah sharing for omo atina yemu efa aduane efa de be ma bi ayare bi amba na anya kwa na ye coordinating agency so you need all agencies are betimi aye bibia boa omo affected so that omo condition no be normal no ye side jumade ye be koso aya till situation yi be cut down say situation enya sisi na be cut down omo jai spilling no gra so na be tight communities no e be di America kra ansa na so na be ko so mbe here say your response effort na bibia ye amanko for the better so aye me na say
okay na eba no say omo a ya te say bi mo ahase nya yare ne ade ye ma omo enro free and say eno so ho plan to say minim say bia is not that
what me sure say what the announcement know that Ghana Health Services so at area to just hospitals via was catchment areas no mo shenko for free VRA are buying providing medications. They were all hospitals. Mobile clinics are setting up for safe havens. So providing grow our homes. But we're meeting this here.
Out of this experience, then yes, film which will guide us going into the future.
No, into the future. But my say. Modia said, yeah, because we say the situation is unfolding. As we continue assisting people and the situation no cut down. Now, as a buying and or mine, now you drinking the baby so that we in CBO. But that's it.
Anyway, okay, you Saji, Deputy Director of Technical Services or NATMO. Well, I hope as a country we could be learning a lot of, but one ways in common paying, 4 ways in common, it looks like we are not planning as to how I better limit some of these. I wish that we could start planning, but we're always being told, oh, you China, I don't know, own chance. And so it looks like as a country, we've never really devised a plan. There will be a, say, seminal over there, another day, now me to me that limit the impact it will have on the nation. Anyway, 2 minutes now wrap up.
And see, this is something that will preempt the obesity.
Yeah.
And according to the director you just spoke to, there was a simulation exercise.
Yeah.
Which means that the VRA management know the impact this can bring to people. And see, it becomes a national security issue. So because if the management knows that they are going to do spillage and the impact is going to be that kind of big, the sector minister will be informed.
Okay, the work that we need to be this big, but what plan it or the way simulation exercise check from there. So you're spilling so day no day.
No, but even the level and they know the amount of water was spilled. So they have a fair idea of the amount of water overspill. And they know that water will always find its level, no matter the obstruction. And so they know that definitely spilling, it will go into the communities. So it is an issue of national security. And when it comes to national security, if the VRA don't have the capacity, if the VRA don't have the capacity to survey the situation, since it's a national security, it goes to the presidency. Then they can even bring in Ghana Navy, the entire Ghana Armed Forces, to come in with their technology and one skills biara. No, we too much abobwa. In time, I may say you're a failure on behalf on the doorstep of the presidency, the number one gentleman of the land, who is the head of the yes. Because he is the chairman of. Listen.
Why not NADMO?
This has nothing to do with NADMO. NADMO prepared. Yes, there's a national preparedness plan, They went there to do the fund simulation exercise. They gave all the warning signs. But the organization now, over they will form a sector minister. You can't tell me that the board of VRA don't know. The board, there is a sector minister at the board. And he will inform his national security, and it will be at the cabinet decision that this is what we want to do at a particular time.
The sector minister sits on board. Board and no report to the sector minister. The sector minister
listen,
on the board.
The board comprises a sector minister. Find the VRA board.
Okay.
There's a sector minister part of the board.
I'll look for it.
And national security minister will inform the president of this happening. And to say, no, if we don't have the capacity, there are other neighboring countries, so we can even go international to bring in. Do you know there are some tankers who can just come to our coastal line, overdraw one pipe, now we're pumping into other part of Ghana. I'm telling you, there are bigger tanks, vessels, I can say, and there are even artificial balloons. We use what they are, the kind of exercise. In Timunia, and I blame it on the presidency, number one.
Okay, so
two,
board of VRN, Oracle Fit to Tuejare, or chairman, Emmanuel Entridako, chief executive or a member, Reverend Dr. Joyce Aye, Chief Musa Badim Sugru Adam, a member, Richard Obin Okra, a member, Honorable Kwame Anyimedu, a member, Most Reverend Dr. Cyril Kobina Ben Smith, Solomon Ajete Sowa, Madam Janet Akosua Jesiwa, Claudia Jeche Abwa Jameses, your board secretary. So the minister is not here. But I'm sure the report
but the chairman was appointed by the
America, the secretary is not here. They report to him.
Yes. So definitely you will have a fair idea. And if it is beyond their capacity, the sector minister has to inform cabinet. And if so, when you be able to model service situation now, they can fall on the international community to come into our aid. We don't have to wait for this disaster to happen before we try to cry out why form committee team member, why is seed money. We will come here again and we'll be talking about how people have embezzled money. Okay. I mean, me knowledge about disaster, me feed there, we say what are we to learn? As you said, it's very, very critical. It should be a guide to us. Na yetum yedin ze mebitu to akwam. Na yetum ye yenzama obutum wide. Okay. Wama.
All right.
The ma torrenche mi bi obesa yenkonko anhuyenhie mo te. Okay.
All right.
Nti say bebe ma I will want to share on what we can do.
Sure, exactly. Amaji. Yeah. So in this circumstance I will mean. Yeah. Approach no ebas not how should approach be? Such that one can won't feel neglected. Yes. And again, you better limit. You have to know waterborne disease is likely to over. Even when they for me to me, ensure that this may not come once we know that it's possible.
Yo, me that's it. Let me say before I come to that, in a quick.
But I want you to do this for me in 3 minutes.
In 3 minutes.
Then make a break, but I'll give him 2 time more.
Okay, yeah. To also, yeah. And I'm person anytime there's a disaster, and I be na mean, but amanyoko be doing, but Ghanaians, they are than experts. When he was talking about the SA, na me be something who say, inti MPB ba bemo na who say, nanka SA reservoir, say, and you have ruled this country for more than any government, almost 30 years of Ghana's, way half of Ghana's independence. And I want to and my mind just went back to recently, 2015, the disaster in Accra, under our noses. And so almost 200 people died when your mama was the president. You ask yourself.
That is why you get it wrong.
I'm coming.
That was a natural disaster.
Hold on.
That was a natural disaster. Nobody knew that was going to happen. That is why you get it wrong.
When you get the time, you also come. Yeah.
Nobody knew. And nobody knew. That time we should know. Now, time it rained. I'm a Dabraka boy. It rained to the extent a call. A say circle in a call a kind of filling station tank. It was all filled. and it started the petrol underground started coming out. That's how news will be news great or so that thing you cannot tell me say any different. And idea 200 people almost lost their life. Mr. Okasana Miwaha. So please. Chinese for technology, I mean you can ask way. Wonderful. But Enunina started in 7 years and another bad power. I think they started this long ago. Now me check it. Now I didn't know one could jam say in the likely event, that's a BBC here. Because you were in government just less 7 years ago. So when a situation like this occur, Mumi and share at the end of city, you fighting against. Near ethos, we can talk about it. But where everyone becomes an expert, that is where the problem is.
No, but
so
when,
let me come to your
when
question.
When they are telling government, so we should take it.
But he's putting it at the doorstep of the president, at the presidency. Wow, it's very sad when things like this are happening in Ghana. And until I may be saying, you know, it shouldn't be like that.
Okay.
That's why we have gotten to.
Marty, so,
in the unlikely event, in 30
hold it there for me.
You are setting a standard here.
Nnawotwi Yi on Adom TV and our channel also was 94.7 FM. Echa hu tew na ya ba ya nsem no ya de betwado. Memo akwaba bio emfambra na watch Jumadie so wa Adom TV ene asempa 94.7 baby a obi e da se odo afide na to ha o hwe obetumi akwa Facebook page na oja comment Adom TV on Facebook mepeke na makan mo bia so etumi ate ne a okano. Yeah, so we are back again. Inti, you were making a point, and I may do feel
Inti, your best friend. These kind of disasters has happened to all governments, including my own government. Going forward, and I'm moving forward, and kame niame honi say ye trasi na say committee of experts be you ni share the way forward because ni see senior yengina yehu say yes expansion no ni population yes it's true there will be sa me say the question be and I think he answered some of the question others no so essence of meeting wanka say uko unim north town central town south town here we say a slope kakra so those closer to the river no obi say nanka then say this is where I want us to be looking at and now about the Chinese the technology. I think we have to look at it. Over the years, Chinese were this technology, so that we can see if we can also do same. Send a man so spill into the sea, waste. Na we could do something about it as a people. I will not talk of this government alone, all of us. Send a bad, you be better me irrigation because if you are crab plains in the whole of Ghana. When you're traveling from Tema, looking on the left and right side of their front place.
And Jinasuma Menko Mepe, yeah, one of the areas
west affected.
And Suyono Senior Bayano, Omo Bre Papa, form we Papa, Minia Kwame Enum, Adom reporter, Wako Kudru Mepe, Sisia, and Yankoni Honenko Bisan, some Newman Air Cosay. Kwame, yeah, then Yamias is what Wako Drew, on our then Air Coso.
See, best Nnawotwi mienu eko Nnawotwi miensantemina yedi atudwa se akosombo dam spillage na ye no nsoso aso ade abre wo mo aveyime mepe adidome na soga kope no ebi na ya hwefo ne ya tiefo etie yi na afi so mo hwe yi enti no kotoka se meka se ne se the level of distraction baby ansuo no level sadu no na kojo baby ayenam nyina ye na plain ground nanka biaya nkrofo ti ohwe a edan na esi heyi na ohwe nsuo no level no na esi heyi afei so hwedan a ya penti kokoyi na nsuo no age ho no enti do na esi wo krom ha ni enti tumu say large portion of the crow no ankasa no nsuo age ha wo mo ha no dodo na na mo ye kuafo be so ye fishes anase omo couple nia ho ni enti sesi ano nia omo ne say 20 camps according to member of parliament for Northton Honorable Samuel Okujato Ablakwa aka say 20 camps no one is safe havens yene ya hwefo ne yetiefo beko akohwe se na wotem ena ya camp nkrofo na nka omuti ha sesi a insuo inti no omuntimi ntina ha ena yeyo makose ho a ye mo aduane omo nyama asei wo mo ntimi amfa hwe e wo insuo a eto eno no ye no makose save events sesi an esi ne se asrafo 48 engineers regiment and a master station wa ha ni omo ye ne se wo mo save events no on be so mbo kokro no na omo kopa bibia na so omo yi omo nyama pia na omo de boat ya yetimu yi afọ mo enti situation wa ha mom de ade e beka se asefem se na ye tiefo enti ha se na school ni ahono na school see RC school na ebi mo so cross so ekoa enti ene e beka se life here is at a standstill esanse ontimi nya hwe ya disconnect o mo kane ejana na nka mo kono ena nsu afa yi enti ne ya ka ne se ebetimi di yare ya ba no ne ya ka no eno ni because ne hu ye a school for no janan nsu afa enti tank na sabe ejana nka gumu nyina no nsu afa ebe hunu nsu na ye nam so ya ohui ena afa so ohwe wo mo te ha na sesia no omo wa ho kire mo sesia no abre na so nyame ncha de adofo National Disaster Management Organization Volta River Authority omo de relief items kakra eba na so nia ya ba ha ya be ho ne se relief items no omo be hia dodo mo insuo mattresses antiseptics semina sanitizers medical equipment I was say the brain professor said ni anhui and had a clear picture of niesiwo mepe particularly because kra insono afa omodo so pa o hwe dan fefefe ne pesia insono remu asai nyama wo ha dodo na yenya ne ntiase se edan mi ti se die nipa no na wetu kwan nanso insona aborobent ni nyama o mnyina no insonu be se no kojo there's another conversation about how to rebuild this community esan social water levels na e bisa se emra ben na insonu be twi na nkrofo no se efa ne se ombe se omo be bobra back o betimi abe bobra no back ene na aye conversation this year no ena afa insonu ta edan ne ho se no se chebe se 1 month mpo ansana residia per technical conversation edan betimi aye fit for purpose betimi atinemu enya week and what say omobubu no musini fufura na conversation ni bia ye ni impenifo mo ha beye eneni no by na de ye pese ahwefo ohu sesa ye kasa nsuo no ayire afa mefefo a na etisen na sene atie na wo hwe wonfoni num no water level edan wo hwe edan na ne patim na hwe bebi ansuo no eda otumo se bebi a ye nam mu dopa mi amika se kra na anya life jacket anka mabohu ana afa anya asrafo a ewo mi ntan a anka hu na me nam ha nanso ejuma ne ntino ye ejuma no anti kojo brace mepe hani situation nim edan ya penti ho fefefe a ya nya ne ntiase ase na ye guest house anti uba mepe na opa bebi ada na dan fefefe a ho yi ena obeda ba na yi insuo na ayira afa edan no ho nyina edan no pataka say submerged in the water edan bi su ena ho wa hai ena haye ese a Pentecost sorry dan ese insuo na unspare obia san say insuo ankasa e wotumi eno ankasa epene kwan ebe fa so ntino akosombo dam na mo obie no so enti speed e dey ba no ena nam ha agi kroyi aboso enti yahwefo ne yatiefo de ade ya ka kire mu no se woni a wote mepe ha eye voter region mepe bato aveime sogakope adidome omobre ubaha eja insua nafa o share eyi markets insua nafa markets o share school insua nafa o share asori insua nafa entinom ahanum de life ewa hano very very terrible living wa hasese are very very terrible na woni amowa hano adesrede na omode tu anim o hweye na o tie ya ni aye kan se wo mo omotimbepe situation ni omo bre wo mo omotimbepe omo wo a very terrible situation life ewa hano de hwenko esanse o hwese ne ya connect electricity afa kroyimu a yentimi momo electricity and ya disconnect your electricity ya omo de bobra wa ha and ni yakoso ni me pese fo ne zoomi ekosa adan ya ohun and edan say se bebi wo mu a edan na obefa hwe ni wa obefa wa ha kojo and obrano wa ha edene obrano wa ha no ayedene and ni se ye ahwefo hwe ya ne ye kan se wo mo ha no ehiamoa esansen no boru mo den mo no o mantimi amfa hwe o hwe gate ya nsuo eda hoyi hwe bebi eda enti wo de wadwin bu gate ne tintini na o hwe bebi a nsuo no wato mo se nsuo wa ha edoso pa na mpedifo pa kire se se akosomo dam na ye ka se nei ye gusu a ye speli akosomo dam na ye ka se nei ye gusu a ye yi nsuo efri mu no se ye jaaye crampo na ye se nsuo imbetwe a abeteki days kakra abeteki months kakra ansa na nsuo no betwe na nsuo no twi wi a wo momo ha no omobra amabrabo be sen ana afei so obebisa se entese omo wo he se na mede kankan ye no wo mo muti anyina no ya move omo akọ bebi a ye friend save heavens e pa che bebi a eye on se nsuo no fa no ebi bebi wo ho na ye people so enti people no so no ya yi omo nyina akọ go ho a ya ma omo tent a nadbo so dia to ye nim se omo mobile clinics ana afei omo ye temporary janan bia amomo se na be ya ometimi anyomo abrabo back na so nyama o ma hwe ne de afei na mpelifo quantified na ohwa enya de a eda form enti ye go so enam so no so a ye hwe the extent of damage the level of destruction so no water level no so level na kodo he ne ohwe no ye mefe I mean kai ma ye hwefo mefe ni enti nsuo no bebi a akoduru ewo nkrofo fie nkrofo dan bebi a na nkrofo tie ahanum no nyina na nka bebi a moto bicycle car setimi fa ha ankrofo de kom fie ahanum nyina na ye biaye anka na nkrofo tie nanso ohwese ne a nsuo no edidi aba omo efie na eyehu pa enti ye goso a ye kosipe ye ni wo mo ho aka no bi bekasa na ye bi so mo se ne yakɔ hui eden ena o ma hwere enti mapani senia nyama no asai enini enti kojo obesom na yebesan aba yene eyi 48 engineers regiment in uniform wo ha na ene wo mo a omo ho aka no bi akasa ya bi so omo se enti so far be say 2 to 3 weeks no abraba wo ha eti so far no safe havens no eti so far no relief items are dey bro mo ho eti enti kojo brace ya ka kire aswefo se wo hwe ye infoni ya twa kire wi eye mefe biaye a akosommo dam na ya spilling na senso na ya ye frem no nkrofo nyama asai eneni they cancel the two just say wo ha ehiamoa esanse wo hwese na nsuo ewuro mo den no mu a na ho behia se mattress na ho behia se sapompo na ho behia se seminar ho behia se uwe mo bi wo ho a ho behia se obetimi ato nsuo anase oil a ehun be hia se obetumi edi seminar anase sanitizers abro mo ha se wo medical equipment bi wo ha na opeso de bro mo ha ya de omo hia pa enti kojo brace ye be san ba ye ne mpenifo atwetwe nkomo na ya be so mo se 2 to 3 weeks in yenu abrabo ha pa no ene sen
okay
medendi kwam yenum be kasa free mefe sesia e kire wo bebia nsuo no afa nkrofo dan akosi
enti kwame num ne dia or the fee mepe ebreye no enie o share videos ya we live and a pair sisia ye no di nkomo enie ekoso na ye de kire wo no ntoni ye ntina na ye ne mpanifo ne nkodi nkomo misa mo se senior abrabo asiete ewo mepe ho wo bibia abomoden na fakọ to mo because omo hia mo bia omo nsa betumi aka onso mate say mo nsu nyina asai omo nya nsu nom enti bomoden na ode kakra wo no fakọ boa omo aha Adom TV OT radio so aye asempa 94.7 FM edwumade Nnawotwi Yi na memfan tudwa se enstroma aye Adom for ye dwumade a ye hyehyɛ man koda awmonim enjom topa ene omoye audition no ewo Kumasi ekoso enne ene ochina na baby omoye no ye friend True Vine Hotel ewo Kumasi ahojo intimate bomode na man koda no enkoda omonya omomfie endru du mienu 12 years below no omombo enko for sa audition way koso enne ene ochina ewo True Vine Hotel ewo Kumasi ahojo nti bomode man koda no enko 9 a.m. na omashe dwumade no ase well Yembra studio so Richard remember ho and yes for mom just 30 seconds yeah 30 seconds
yo inti lebo ye mampini abaso oyi the ministerial committee I think as part of terms of reference that is where I can say yen beyond the AC inti mesre say ministerial committee no omo recommendation no omo me hu sa we are the two day ye be ni den ye call forward you know
but how many committees na ya nya bibi papa be afi omo you know in this country
yes but that also does not mean say endu pempen so bia ana ebi nya ebi kra
but when
let's pray.
You can get different results when you keep doing the
same. Yeah, that's it.
And you take committees.
Do you still have to? Oh yes, but I know can say you are right. But then to me, council said the whole committee I artisan from independence. It been ni hoa. My recommendation be a anko ye home faso amaye. Yes, so largely the do no sanity. Anything. You are very right on that, and that is my prayer. Say this ministerial committee will do the way to problem here be. They share the way forward. Say ne be ya. Satorente say besikrana. We can minimize it because disaster there. Idea won't predict it. Like I was telling my brother, say rain na be talk on the 3rd of June. Nobody thought it could cause such a havoc. That time na way is under construction. Dubai. Inti ibimu di share Dubai na ye no na yanya ni ye, but eventually there was some re-engineering after the disaster. So it tells you a lot of things went on, but that cannot be put at the doorstep of John Mahama. So say sana pese ye no say disaster be aba, it should be put at the presidency. Then fine we can go because disaster there. Charlie, ibi wo ho no mo ati say we no ano hiu. Inti ne ekoso no ye nyina ye nkambom. Ye nyina menene nyina kakrakra ye betumi adu aboa no ye mfa mmoa ye nua no mo bre because ne esi ye no omo nanwe ho se bibi se beba e na aba e na akoye adadwen ama ye mampenyi the government and the good people of this country nti nyina we should join forces ne ntumi mboa out of this situation
Martin cake
there until the types of disaster here can answer those say 3rd June in 2015, it was as a result of natural disaster. Then the year can answer me onye nsu na wato pocho
madam no ye master let's be honest.
Let's
move forward. Yes, spilling down or background.
But onion so what to work on the community straight. And soon what there is a reservoir, there is a dam. Oh, hold you. Now start to gradually. And when you then suruto or basur. Until we have a fair idea. That is why they in June 3rd, was there any simulation exercise? When there is a simulation, it means that you have a pre-knowledge in the demands you want to see. Until you curb the impact. Until Munya, or an entirely different scenario.
Even this one is worse.
And the more American day, I'm paying another no, you're not Benjamin paying for. Why am I? No, you could do pempe so to them. And even the posture of the president tells you that he doesn't care.
But how can
I'm telling you, if he cares, listen. As I see no Ghana, Sabampeyin in Ghana, who is the acting president?
Vice.
It's the vice president to Sua. No. Assembly scene, make it from time assembly scene, initial stage, Omampeyin in Ghana. That's why we have a vice president, and this is a national disaster. In any ordinary situation, by now you declare the part of Volta region as a state of emergency. No man paying it to vice president on I'm not here campaign when training show one call one culture there. The man paying you want to be from a young boy, no, but me not to the phone. She be able to. A man paying us obey. She and some more cacao. I know why she got a fair focus. It's a make a day, a man paying why and Shaya. It's not that I want to score political point out of it. But on your day, shot to your day and day manapa, no shot on a wild flood, gata, and mana, waku infi. There is a dama or reservoir or hold the young in soup. Now why a man kakra. And according to the PR of Vinari, they said that as at May, they know that they were going to do spillage. It's Abba no more papa year 2 year phone. It's when we need to blame the presidency, we should. When we need to blame the Vinari engineers, we should blame them. Now you see the 47 regiment, they are there. Do they know the impact? Okay, if you don't want for one technical know-how, support VR to avoid the eventualities. You see, you have found teacher, but Munya, since you are baby, we do not baby. My biggest worry is interministerial committee work form 13 members, ministers of state 13. Okay, offended. Okay, abazi. We could have had bipartisan approach so that we can check accountability. At the end of the day, we hear even COVID, Obeya Noruku Ganafo, MPP are banned under the Nakufado. It was an avenue to steal and make money for themselves. Now, what can form a 13-member committee there? One call here a disaster waste of water. What about now? Okay, in coming free there's some paying up your accountability up your kuntebu wapa. And bipartisan, even the MPs in the affected area should be part of the committee. Our form. Nanka ye would there in Kuntebu, in Shishabia, or maybe a new other or touch here. In some will see what fund Apiati. Echio Korea seen a Sikabinaze, Numun Sempi, accountability amber, COVID Numun Sep accountability has been a challenge. And that's why you require a fund and water region, Akosombo spillage. After 3 months, 4 months, no abakacha in there on your fund and a breakfast and lunch and could say $2 million. We have abakacha in the fuel awarded ministers what to go on Karim or $7 million. We are not, if you are now, then we'll have MPP communicators will be boldly on TV and radio that will be defend the Minzaman. So in Sami the media banker, it would have been a bipartisan committee in Kobutu, even media personnel. Today, Joy FM, they know one reporter, Krokahon, in the piece, any of the big houses in the media houses in India, one representative can committee in our form, no MPCB can, so that there will be transparency. But Nanakufa the Albany, I don't trust any committee work a disaster. Even in COVID, then no requirement for no. We who Ghana for but we are yenska. Na sabi nyimpe biara nwi sesiara. At the end of the 40 million, no, it's on paper. NADMO, I listened to the PR of NADMO. Do you know that the whole of this year, government subvention or support or NADMO budgetary allocation only 15% in Awako. So how do you expect NADMO to perform magic? How do you expect efficiency in the preparedness plan and NADMO warrior? It's about to can someone here there score political point. We are talking about the reality and how we handle issues. When there is friend and water no or dry up, we'll move to another issue. Now you're better already a year after. Now be the same thing. So me, I wish them come and pay. Or they are chop pakasi, bama a voter region.
No, let's look at.
No.
We want to look more according. If them a chop no. But let's look at how we can alleviate the plight of Nnawotwi
and
to ensure they're going into the future.
The committee in our form, it should have been bipartisan.
Okay.
And they should have even include neutral people, some media experts, technical experts. We can even get engineers from the KNUST to join the committee so that when they are giving a report, it will be purely technical.
And now how I bet to
yes.
Most schools are rainwater.
How? In this modern world, yes, and so I had a toy and Obasin the cry. Ye de reservoir moya dama. Why a man cacra no we do pempen sort to them. Yesterday, ye yan fa ye way now, ye boy now we cook quackasan of one in Zama.
And
soon I
wanted the dam 7 as like an intermediary between. Yeah, I know.
That is why I'm saying
between the source and
because we have a pre-knowledge. The mass nobody may you can simulation exercise. So go into the aid of VRA to put measures
But when over the years government have not drawn up a plan, how do you expect this government to do it?
I see. Into another on year. Into Yambat under 2023.
Mason there. When we don't have any plan B, draw plan B has to hire Bayan.
There's a plan. There's a national disaster for a preparedness plan.
But that will not solve the problem.
There is yes, it can solve it.
How?
If adequate funding is put into the planner, you will see that agencies are involved. They will be very proactive. The plan is there, but execution of the plan is our major problem.
Plan also get them.
Oh, like a disaster like this, because we have a today American yenyi double tum wesi. Inti sayeshe na now was in so we could have fall on other international communities.
Okay.
There, yeba be spillage. Na spillage no yenda yeba be yendam no capacity or ye ibia 100 liters. Baby ensu we do sisi and we do 2000 liters. Inti other yetum ye boy ma be 1000 liters bi okọ. Nti bisudu so yeboy oboko community ABC the oboko ake displace nkofo nti bia America fo bia Australia fo tira manpanyin otumo to play na oka yela la sulela amfo so bia mbawo yes strong wonder them is just saying botume sa won bo so yena asen they could have even bring tankers obo twinsu no wada kwa artificial dam already o manpanyin la na o se obey one village one dam nti yensu na nsu nto ana the wire dams in so what's a meaningful dams why no nsunto in the sense no yen baby na yebutum ye user we could have used it for the proactively na yetum ya so nsunu ye da ko baby nkaka then we can even create tributaries and nkaka mama impact in why them munia at the end of the day what are we going to learn out of this? It's not going to be left like this. In that not more human why there assembly senior one catch net. That is not the core mandate of national disaster management. Preparedness is one of the key role of NADMO. But because Abanu kwa Abanaba, especially this Abani Otidi, the way he's treating NADMO on yet, sikasama what ye adwuma wonya bi. And it's so sad. Last year allocation what man admu. Go to the Auditor General and see. Go and see allocation budget what year the woman national disaster. Now at the end of the year, I know we release it. Now the whole of year 4th quarter, the last quarter of the year. Now budget location now on 50%. How do you expect the efficiency from the organization? It's more fun prevention, urban disaster management. We don't care. We always want it to happen. Osiria na ya aboto brofo na ya form committee na ya fado ya committee na ye dienska basa.
Alaji, so the issue is resource in NADMO, right?
Yep.
Which is one of the say to me a resource one a bit me aboa in how I deal handle disaster meboa. So quite a bit me fast to effectively resource NADMO because it looks like our funding challenge has been over the years.
Yeah, I say what bisa question. And this question goes to all of us. I mean, this time on to me resource NADMO. Want to me until he should accept it. Even this time around, we're doing better.
We never gave them 50%.
We were doing better than almost.
It's never true.
Oh,
it can never be true.
But you know, he's been fair to him. Give him the same.
But NADMO on the coffee pot of it was not like
note
this.
Note it down. Then yeah, Alaji Enko.
May help now.
Oh, well, rough road. Near open Saudi, and on our politics and at the chop COVID funds. If you say, your mom was a Casemon fancy, can you say, Ebola Bagana. When John Mahama was president, Ebola in only 3 countries. He was giving money.
By who? This is national television.
Yes, if I'm lying, he wasn't giving any money. I didn't know Masa. No, that's Western region.
Messi was the man.
And this is a woman communicator.
You can insult me, I don't have a problem.
Just jot it down.
I will let you go. I said, as a woman is scanning.
COVID is scanning Eddie.
Over 19 billion.
Just look at that.
Over 19
just by
billion.
You saying it doesn't mean say Eddie. Misrel, if you don't want me to spoil, I'm a Zongo boy. If you don't want me to spoil this program,
I'm also a woman.
You are not a Zongo boy, master. So person say program. What kind of life is this?
What have I done?
What is life? What life is that? But you are not. You are not a Zongo boy.
So what does Zongo boy to do?
I'll show you what a Zongo boy does.
Oh.
Get out there and live it. What kind of life is that?
What myself,
sir, since we started
so you are now saying that Zongos are for
No. But I think that you have to be fair to him.
What kind of life is it? We start here, then you come in. We don't need a big platform.
Until you notice.
Still, he will not allow me to go. Still, he will not allow time. We don't. This is a big platform. We platform. A big platform. We don't do this here. We share. What kind of life is that?
It's okay, Kasayenko.
Master, Otihano Mono can't say a COVID fund. For me, saying it doesn't mean say a D. And say you call Parliament cry. A corrender account. Whether one year tomorrow, but we went there. The finance minister went there and tell the whole world, Sika wanya, Sika ya spend it. Wow, yen answer to Chrome Hanum, ye senior, say Yari, quite idea faso. And a government intervention, sir. Why? But more time on na Ebola, ne ma Ghana, the international community, Emma Musika. And everybody, here as a who communicator with him. I said Ghana, you fan set up camp, ye be siano, send ye be and spread it. The whole West Africa, Ghana, this cano my. Mu sorry sono, mu this cano jawine. Mu this cano. Why na can was him? Why and I can was him? Near Tosumi, no, who say and declare state of emergency. Fine, ye declare ye. Circle, almost 200 people lost their life in the heart of Accra. We declare state of emergency. And then when it happened in one regime there, say you have become expert all of a sudden. But a see under Obi regime there, and it why are you talking about Tampando Toko? Under Rollins Mills, a boat disaster, almost 1,000 people died in the Volta region. Pando Toko, go and look at Pando Toko. Almost 1,000 people in a boat. You can't say a pontoon disaster. Did you declare a state of emergency there? I didn't say Muya Ghana, sir. Mudia ban chichemu. You want to cite the votarians against us. Said Jifago Mashi anko voter region. Anko your politics with what has happened in Anka. The president wouldn't have responded that way. That's what you don't want to follow. That's what you don't want to know. Jifago Mashi ko jina hono Eddie Subuono Airport president and the MPP government. Why?
So are you
then
just what the president said?
Oh, I'm okay because he started from somewhere. It's not unfortunate. He started from somewhere. Look at how he started. Ochiasi no, osi miniano, mama bia medadamu, emfa way enye politics. In fact, Miss Ramo tape no ha bono obi enhwe. That's how he started. Esan said by the time he got there, national security had briefed him. Said me aye underground no. Enye why voter you? I don't want go ahead and know you north. North what dey moa. E ho dey sina state of emergency my one betran kasa ma won it's okay. But see what voter region there is okay. We are all Ghanaians. Wow, now Jifago Mashi wakoye pure politics with this matter. Inciting, and the president saw it as opportunity. No more who say only habano. It's not about say onye votum mano, because that's what she was referring to. So she did same with the sea defense wall. Ukaya, Minya, I thank you very much, Kwiku. Let's stop that. Sea defense walls would declare politics. Yensu ni yakoye sea defense wall in the voter region. Yeni ya yenye NDC4. And we are still doing it. Master, ena ukan sano, ena president can say, oh, yedi yes hana. Okay. He came here as the president of the Republic of Ghana.
Medasi, but mami yen time call AMP hono. Because kwame num FNC no so akwa kodru camp na back on omomo ho ne bi edin community senia setena no esitima omono enna na pay edin komo ya no ebeti yen kono ya ni omo enkoti senia se kwame num
safe havens bia ya camps na penifo dia ma wo mo so mutu no ntini ohun ye camp no baako ebusia baako na ya nya ntia se so mo mo abe se between 23 to 25 and afi ehyemusa so far no ne anya ntia se ne se wo mo ho aka ha no ekako 13,000 enti mo do so pam enti no aha no ye ba se asitene mu etisen yenim se ya ye donations bia momo yenim se nadbo na voter review authority so se omo the relief items more oil mattresses bia brom enti afei camp no mu etisen ye be se no mo ekasa afei ye wi a be ko inside na akohwe bia ya mutina hwe se onom so etisen yadama se enti omo mo ho ha no ebusua no baako a omo camp baako no ye ma me wa ha yi na one ye chenkomo bi efa omo relief items no ma me da se Adom TV so nie aduane a ye di bremu se ye di ma relief no so far no etisen
wow we enenum die se ye dross nti asakra
je aduane ben sa no de bremu aduane dodo se no de bremu
mam ke amava kwa benemi a mo kutu kwa amava ba kwa na di bre yen
ben se 2 weeks ni ade ne se ye no
ye di twem wa ha ye fra obi se yen de anya bi se want ye se yen tra ha di be bre nso yan fa mbre ne ebom twem kwa ba bi fufuro nti ye di anya bi ya na ye de sika kiti a wo ye di todu ani aye ni nimba ne mu ni minana ne mu ni na ne ye di wa ha
ene se se ma system to ha no ma system wa ha na tisen
eni de medium adwinya sisa se ye ti ha kwa ye nya dwuma bia nso de aye beto samana nso aye beto ye be se koda no mu nyama nso ye nya sika edito
mo bre
ye bre
meba mama mi se obai una crack akola kiti na so far relief items etisen mo asetene mo ha so etisen
ye ba ha no ase 2 weeks ni almost shisha dia almost ya koye no almost ya ntro ye de enti omo anfa maye enti afi na almost abaye no mama ye emu we 25 kilo ba ko eni oya enu ana omo di amaye
amu ye ngofo dodo sen
na ye 23 na ye wo tent no mu enti we no baby aye da no nso ye da fom eni ye nkola ni nyina enti na omo di mattress ba no ye si omo maye bi onu nso omo maye bi ena we nu mosquito so high baby a yɛda so ɛfɔn yɛ de ɛna baby a yɛdware nso yɛanya sika ketewa a yɛkora no yɛde tɔduane asa sese no ye free ade e wo kro no nti ade ka bebre wo nkrofo no nse
nti mpenifo ndwane mo chicha no mo se baako pɛ na mo de abrɛ me mo baako se nkrofo 23 enche
pa cha
nti se mo hia dan
sese no ye hia aduane ene samra ene mattress mosquito net
eba nti ne yakoso wa hani a nkrofo no pa kire se asetena ma yɛ mo relief items omo de ba no so far nkrofo be se 23 omo ne mo mba nyina no omo se mo 5 kilos ba ko no ede bra mo sanet ye wo so ne o ma mo na eti ha se se ati sen
mi so sa ye pe light ena ade a ye beda so ena semina ye di be dware na ye di be dware nkola no ye wo nkola 2 baby 2 ewa ha omuso omubra omuda na omuso ya pe iPad any nyama bia.
All right, that's it. Now wo kire me say owo na owo ha mo ha so
ha ya wa ha no mo pa enti some betimi abe spray bushes no mama e kakra no ma pe light bia be bo ha my say solar light cramp because e woni de ya na yesru pa e wo ha ya ni mbo anketenkete bi wo de no mu ti ehia light ni spray na mattress
what kind of ha mo as a Chinese saying
na je ti ha na nkrofo tie mu se wo ye kwa no makum bi wo ye dan ni ho pen ena 3 days no so ha ya makum bi wa ha no wo ha na o wa pie nti wo say almost spray ha mai kakra
okay
light na ho hia me
all right and to go ne ekoso ha wo safe havens and penifo se wo ori amman krofo na mo ho aka no ha enti no be so no me call inside ho na me hwese na ohote enti ye ne ya hwefo enko enhwe we ebi wa beka vivid description ye enti ye mamo senia nkrofo no te wa enti ne ho ye tent na na se camp no ma ya no tent ba ko ni enti ye call akohwe senia wono masetena tie omuso mo da form na ti sen ye call akohwe enti hwe a bia mo nu aduane enti ha ye bia ya mpenifo aye se wo mo anso na form no wo mo enda enti ye ko ahwe aha ena mo da okay enti ye ma mfo na atwa okay enti sei na aha etie sei na ha enti omo nyama no na nkrofo no bi wo ha omo wo nkola nkete okay enti one mo baby ni na eda ha
pachai mini ni na eda han na mi mami so ani ni baby omo da han
baby no wanya mfie sen
2 months me mami so ni bananya 3 months
enti no mene ne kasa ni baby ni anya 2 months aha na moda okay enti mattress ni so to modi ntoma na sell from ena mo omoda enti se wo hwe ya na esi wo mo ho aka e wo nsuo no ho eni aha sei akola kitikiti ya na onye 2 months aha na oda na ha so e mo hyepa
pachai
wow enti kojo nesi wa ha no enya adeketwa na me wo ade mu we say 1 minute ni mintimi e pa se wo mo ha no ebre enti me no twa mfoni na kire wo ebi mo so e wo asoko adan mu a safe havens a ye di amom no sei na ahatie en ohawa omokomu en omode atu ye nimi kwamianum yaguso ha a ye hwe se na asetena mutie e ma woni a wo mo ho aka e wo mefe ha esanse akosomo dance village no aflade omo kronum a agidan ene omo fie bebre
ade a asefem pa entine se wo hwe ye na wo tie ye nso a onim se abaye kan ye wawo akoda bosume mienu a oda form onya mattress bona wada so Adom brands Adom FM Adom TV asempa FM ye jeje emwade akomo mo enti ebia wo mattresses between abraye bi e wa Adom ha ye beje ye de akomo mo or blanket ebia wo toothbrush toothpaste mosquito net because nanu me share video bi na bebre na eni bi wo bi afabra omo hia nsuo ombenom to sachet water ton bebre we dey me nya bottled water no say all the better box ba ko betumi to sachet bebre na afabra dom ye de ba komo mefe ho no washing any bathing soaps or antiseptics or air sanitizers or tea rolls any tissues breye bi aduane dry food no wo bi afa breye ebro wo bi a me yansanka wo mo a me yansanka wo beans wo ho a me yansanka bi wo dry fish a me sra wo brebi fa bi breye na yanfa koma me pep one why because home nemu no edin toto well anapaya wate mame pani on say aduane no kra no omunya bi eba na asa me pa cho wo bi a Fabra Adom FM ha Fabra Adom TV your front desk ye beje na ide akoma mo mepe no nti bo modern na fa bi bre papa na mepe fo no ade a omuhia ye mmoa obi bo ndwum bi ene sopoko say ye mmoa nipa wa bra otiase memma ni nwansa wakwa akobọ nsa wa wo nachi eno no na asai nti ene ya mepe fo no etifom no bo anamotiase bo modern na also fam we bi maomo bo mo because you see anomo ahunye hiem asemu ebetumi atomene wo enti ene isa toye nuanom a bo modern na Fabra eye Adom ha na ebehwe na ya bobo ano na de akoma ye nuanom ntimi nsi so biom o mattress ewo ho o wo skampa akoto bi Fabra e wa ha na emfa nkoma omo o blanket a ye bi e de akoma mo mepe ho no o toothbrush ana toothpaste o mosquito net ye nyani na abi ye sachet water enti bia wo obetumi ato sachet water ka kese baako Fabra ye na yemfa nkoboa e omo mepe ho washing powder na washing soaps semna ye de besi nyoma ana o semna ye de betumi de adware pato ye hia o antiseptics o sanitizers o tea roll ana tissues pato ye hia bi papa aduane ye hia aduane de akomo omo mepe ho ebro wo ebro ye hia ne bebre o emo mesrewo o de wo sika betumi akoto emo ne bi na o de abreye ye behwe yaje na ye de akọ me say o frame a meton Ghana mo a ye frɛ no ye vivi ho ba me ma o bebre ne de akọ me pefo no kama beans at least beans do ho mo nua mo de gare kakra goma gobe dia gina ye ho che gobe na special food enti mpacho wo beans wa Fabra ye de bekọ wo eye enam aya ho ewo ho a mesrew fa bebre e wa Adom ha na ye mfa nkọboa ye nuanom mo mepe ho wa hu videos no ye besa akọkwa me enum ho ene dia ye bro live visuals from air community na mo no na ye hu se asetena no etesen ewo ho kwa me enum be find out say ndro no pomo second ndro because ye mfa ndro mo for free omo second etesen na oni ye hwe na oni entina fi se ye be ma won saka sansem we nyina ewo ho
ewa hefa market Adom market for no
me pacho Adom ye kokomlemle ye kokomlemle fan of street baby a Joy FM oni baby a Joy FM ho de oba so hwa Adom ye nyina na ye obi abako fan of street ewa kokomlemle I can say
fan of a river upon a river here used to be a very big stream very big we were told
wow
so far it's a sumunsu
okay fan of a street
river a big river
okay nti ha ne onim baby a Joy FM wa oba also hwe omonkyerɛ Adom office no ne awo no bomodin Fabra ne yemfa koboa omo mepe je omo kyerɛ omo papa mensi so biom ebi alaji isa ewo mattresses or beba also wo bia Fabra ebi awo blanket me pacho ye toothbrushes ye hia bi toothpaste ye hia bi mosquito net ye hia bi sachet water ye hia bi washing soap and powder ye hia bi semna ye di dware ye hia bi antiseptics ye hia bi papa sanitizers ye hia tea rolls and tissues ye hia bi dry food ye hia bi maize ebro emo ye hia beans ye hia dry fish ye hia na me podium be kan ho say owo ayi eno so kura ni ye be yaden because I jana bia ye yi ohun sa ne nke ye de kwe mobile one be sure some be here be a wo be afa kosi wo mo na ye nhwe because eni pa enyina yembo ni power bra otiasandu mu edie de bia mekai pa eye ojemum anameboa one of those guys yembo ni power bra otiase well me production team be pesa andwum no omabo na ye de kai nkofo se sambre yankofo etiase ene mbra omo hia me na omo papa o se yebo omo yembo ni power bra otiase okay entino member studio Richard Kirk means Richard, remember, I think that we have to be looking for solutions now.
No, but
you see the issue about I think that we can always do it, but let's look going forward. As a country,
John Mahama for on Ebola. I want to donate my entire time to him. Amount of money what the man NDC John Mahama. Na sabi sika o embezzle after audit report. On front to go. Amema sama me kan mu engineer do. Ye wo Ghana na COVID C. Na aban okofa sika World Bank diska be IMF na ze what diska be wo call for an government chest wo ka yiska. What they individual private entities people were donating towards COVID. Ye we in COVID report audit report able to go. Or there MPP aban wotum wo chesika no what the man one parliamentary candidate. Wo chebi mo one constituency executives. Wo chebi mo one regional executives and national executives. On yami keke na mekay. Madam Felicia Tete or ye parliamentary candidate obatina oba kame Ghana fu nyina ye huni. And audit reported about Tuga. Sika sabi was saying ginger and there was nothing at stake. Also, I bet in the TV do also there. Kita see defense MPP abana waye. How can you lie? Matthew Poku Pempe lied. Joy News. Were fact checking. There, 2013. Now what's that? Kita see defense project.
But we need to end it here. Madaso biara otum share. Yambo modena yensha Nnawotwi or Bain so nyame nka ye nyina ye ho from Samuel Kojobe. So we have the team. Medo biase the wotum share wotum sutie radio do.